This is day 2 on learning test automation using Cypress. And we are learning basic things. Okay, so let's set the agenda for today. We will talk about HTML again, because yesterday we talked about how to start learning HTML. So I'll guide something on the HTML part today again. We'll talk a bit about CSS, and we will do practical in VS Code. Okay, so let's again go to the HTML part. HTML W3 schools. If you search in Google, you will get this. Okay, and here you can go to this and do all these practicals with me. Okay, do all this practical with me. So you should learn it like one by one chapter. Don't jump here and there. Okay, but I will be taking something here as of now just to make you understand that how HTML works. We'll talk about this colors today. Let's say how to set the color and all, right? We'll talk about it. So let's do the practical. So I'm opening VS Code in my system. You can also open VS Code in your system. Okay. And it's better you create a folder somewhere in your system. It's better you create a folder in your my document folder or somewhere in C drive. Okay, somewhere in C drive also you can do that. Okay, create a folder. So check it. So if you are not able to install VS Code in Mac, don't worry. You can simply use your Notepad or Sublime Text, right? Any editor you can use. It's fine as of now. So make a folder. So here I am saying make a folder. As of now, I'm talking about in, let's say, in Windows. In the C drive you can make, or make inside, or make inside, or make inside my document. Okay. You have my document folder generally, right? There, create a folder. Let's say the folder name is practice HTML, something like this. Okay, make a folder like this, and then say file and say open folder from the VS Code. You should do it like this: file and then open folder, and then select a folder. Select that folder which you have created. Okay. So for example, I have created JS practice folder. So I have opened that folder. In the same way, you should open a folder. Okay. Whatever folder you will create, open it from VS Code. Okay. So once you will do that, you will be able to see this kind of folder structure, outline, timeline, and your folder name. Now here, you can click on this new file and create a file. So let's say you can name anything. So I'm making it 02 practice.html. Okay, I made it like this, and this will open like this here in the VS Code. So once we are here, you can simply press exclamation. Okay. Shift exclamation. Generally in the keyboard, you have number one and there is option exclamation also. So once you do that and hit enter, it will give you some basic code on its own, right? So it will give you on your own. So you don't have to worry about the basic structural code. Okay. So this is like some basic code it is giving you. You can make your own also, right? It's not like that mandatory you have to use it, right? I'm doing it again. What I did, exclamation mark, once you do it, it will automatically give you some default HTML code. Done. So this is like head part, which is just metadata related to title and the content and all. But the body part is here. If you see, body is empty. We will be writing some code here. Okay. So let's assume today's assignment is uh, we want to create something like this. There is a website. Let's say there is a website, something like this. And there you have a text. Let's say enter your name, and then there is a text box where you will put your name. Okay, then it will ask you, let's say, enter age, and then there is a text box here, and then it is select city. Okay, select city. City will be a drop down. So there will be a drop down option where multiple values are there. So for example, in the drop down, some city name will come, right? So let's say Chennai, Pune, anything can come. New York, anything, or anything can come. Like, I'm just taking some random city example here. So that will be done. Okay. Delhi or mountain mountain view, something like that. And then there should be a button. So here there will be a button, um, something like, which will be like submit. Okay. And once you will submit it, it should say welcome or whatever username you are giving here, right? So there should be a message should come. Okay. So this is a simple, let's say, a project where once you hit it, it should say welcome user, whatever is the name. Okay, fine. How to do that? How to do that? But before that, let's understand the basic part, right? So what HTML says is you can create different kind of elements, right? So this is like header and the paragraph, and you can put colors also in that. So we are taking this example as of now. We will do this assignment also, and we are taking this example as of now. So what we can do is header, like it start with, let's say, h1. These things are style. These things are its style. Okay, background color of this is Dodger blue, and the text will be hello world, and paragraph background color is tomato color. So tomato is, it's a color. Okay. And this will be the text. So if I want to see how my website will look like if I'll update this kind of code, I can simply right click here and say open in default browser. Okay, open in default browser. Are you able to see there is some header background color? Here is the tomato background color, right? This is coming. If you are not able to see this when you right click and you are not able to see open in default browser, you can add an extension. So in the Visual Studio Code, if you see here, this icon is for the extension. And here you can search for browser, right? And uh, you have to install a particular extension. Okay, open in browser, something like this. If you are not able to do it, otherwise it's fine. Otherwise you don't have to do anything. So I think you guys are able to do it now. So we want to create a text box, right? So what we can do, you can simply use BR to change the line, and then you can say enter your name, input type is equals to text. That will create that part. And then in the next line, we want enter age. So what we have to do, enter age. And then again, same thing, input type is equals to text. And that's it. Same thing, you have to close it. So this is like start of the tag and this is like end of the tag. Okay. So if I'll save this and refresh again, it will show me something like this. Enter your name, enter age. But it is coming just beside this. So if I want to get it on the next line, basically I should put a line break here, which is like slash PR. Okay. Yeah. Save it and go back and refresh this. See here, it's coming on the next line. Now, once age is entered, we want select city. So selecting the city, how to do that? So you can simply Google it, how to create drop down in HTML, right? Those things. Okay, there are a lot of options, right? So in the HTML elements, you will get to know that there are a lot of elements, which you can use. Okay. But I know select is one of that. So let's Google it. So HTML select example and HTML select tag. There is a select tag. So let's say this one. So how it will work? It's like I'm just copying it, or we will create our own. Let's not copy it. Just taking the reference of how we have to write it. So basically, after this, I want to put slash br and again a br. And then I want to say select city, and then it will be a select tag. The name itself is select. Okay. And there will be end tag. It will come automatically. And then you can have option. Okay. And you can close that option. So you can have multiple options. So let's say mountain view, one city. Let's put some other city names. So here, let's say I am putting some random thing, country or city's name, Delhi and Chennai. So if I save this and if I'll go back to how it is looking like, if I refresh this, see here, it's coming select city and able to see some options here. Correct. How easy it is, how simple, how easy this is to create a website or the HTML document, right? So select is the tag. The important thing is you should remember what kind of tag it is, how to show it, right? And learn more things about it, how to make any option like by default selected, right? Something like that. So if you want to make Delhi as your by default selected, you can say selected. Uh, that's it, I think, or selected is equals to true, I think, right? Selected is equals to true. So if I refresh this, see here, by default, it is selecting Delhi. Okay. By default, it is uh, doing it, right? So somebody is asking how to run this code. I am like just saving it and refreshing the page, whatever we have created. If you want to run it from here, you should go to the your particular file, right click here and say open in default browser. Okay. And then it will open in browser. So this part is done. What do we want to do? We want to create this submit button. Okay. So uh, again, you should see if you learn it like one by one, you will reach to some level where you will be able to see, okay, this is button, how to create it and all. But as of now, I'm just doing a Google because we want to do it quickly, right? And I want to make you understand that it is simple to do. Button in HTML, HTML button tag. Button is simple. Button type is equals to button. That's it. So I'm going here, and once this select is done, again we want to do this line changes. So I'm putting it here, and then we want to copy this, paste it here. So button type is equals to button click me. Instead of that, we want submit. Submit. Save it. Right click here and say open in default browser. See here, the submit button is coming. Let's say we want the background color of submit as let's say light green, right? So how to do that? I want the background color of this button should be light green. So basically here you can say style is equals to background color is equals to light green. Okay. So you can write it like this. Button type is equals to button. Style is equals to, in the double quote, background color is equals to green. Something like this you can write. Okay. And if I'll refresh this page, see here, background color of submit is changed. Fine. That's it. But I want that once you click here, it should say whatever. Let's say if I put it here, Nitesh, and if I click here, submit, it should say welcome user Nitesh, something like this. So that is related to JavaScripting code. Okay. But today's agenda is to understand how HTML works and how CSS works. Now, HTML, you got to know that now you know that there are different elements like text box, drop down, header, paragraph, buttons, right? There are a lot of elements. Whatever you see in a website is a web element, some kind of web element which is written in HTML. Now, doing this style, background color and all, this is a part of CSS, right? So you can write an external CSS also. So for example, you want to keep this style part not here. You want to keep it somewhere else. You want to keep it in some other file. It's possible. That is possible, guys. Okay. But how to do that? Let's Google it. Everything, Google has all the answer. So I will Google, like external CSS in HTML, right? I know that, but I just want to show you that how to do that. Okay. So there are three kind of CSS: external CSS, internal CSS, inline CSS. Okay. So CSS is for you know, doing colors, making a style, right? Putting some style to your font and all those things. How you can do it? It's very simple. Create your own CSS file and say in the head link rel is equals to style sheet, href is equals to that path for that, you know, CSS file. It's very simple. I am copying this, and what I'm going to do is I'll show you one by one. In the head, we are saying link relation rel is equals to style sheet, and this CSS you have to create. This CSS you have to create. So let's create that CSS file, mystyle.css. Let's create it. Same thing, go to your project, click on this plus icon and say my style.css. You can give any name. We are giving mystyle.css, and let's copy this and paste it here. So what we are saying in the CSS file is wherever the body is, set the background color as light blue. Let's change it. Let's change it to light. Let me write it again. Light salmon. Let's say this. Okay. And what is this H1? So it's saying wherever the header is there, the color should be maybe margin left should be 20 pixel. It's like this, right? Let's extend it. So what we want, let's say, I don't want to put style here. I want to delete this. Okay. So let's delete this part. We don't want to give any style here. Delete it. Okay. And basically, we can put it here. So we'll say wherever the button is there, do the spelling is fine. I think this is fine. So button, yes, button. So wherever the button is there, what we want is background color should be light green. That's it. Save it. And now we will again, so this time, okay, let's run this. Same thing, mypractice.html, open in default browser. See here, background color is whatever we have given. We have given for the body background color light salmon. H1 color is blue. That's why if you see here, header text color is blue. And same thing. So let's change this submit button color. Let's change it, or the text of the color, let's change it. So we'll say color, text color, let's say we want to do, what do you want to do? Green, dark green. So the text color of the submit text, we want dark green. So if you refresh this, see here, it's coming as dark green, but it's not visible. So let's make it bold. I don't know how to make it. I'm just checking. Font size, family, weight. It's like font family. Is it like that? I'm just checking. Font family. What is the option? Oh, it's a font family. All the font family, like Courier New, right? Let's select something. Some weird thing. So this is like UI developer does this thing, but see how simple it is. I want to do font size. Yeah, here is the font size. And weight is, I think, related to making it. Yeah, this is like bold. I got it. You have to do it bold. In fact, you can select pixel size and all. If I refresh this, see here, submit button is now bold. The text is bold. That's it, guys. How easy it is. But you have to learn it systematically. What you should do is, as I said yesterday, learn HTML properly, 15 hours, one by one, all the chapters, do the practical, right? If you're stuck somewhere, search in Google how it works, what is the meaning of this. Though it's self-sufficient, whatever they are, teaching it you here, then learn CSS. So CSS is all about, arranging your elements in a proper way, giving the background color, where it should be visible, right side, left side, alignment, pixel, padding, text padding, what should be the difference between these two buttons? See, it's uniform, right? The difference between these two is like, let's say 10 pixel. Here also it's 10 pixels. So your website looks good, correct? So that's how CSS works. Okay. So we have seen example of HTML, CSS, and we have time. Let's understand now what is JavaScript then. What is the role of JavaScript then? So let's complete our assignment about this. When you click on the submit, it should say welcome user, something like this.